Hello, I am Renee Langhart, and I am the Clay Center Area Chamber of Commerce Director. And I am joined today by the Clay County Economic Development Director, Lori Huber. Welcome, Lori. I'm so glad to see you.
Thanks.
Today we're going to talk about something that has personally affected me. And first of all, our Clay County Economic Development Group is amazing in Clay County, and we are lucky to have you and the rest of the board members here in this community working so proactively for the businesses in our community. But I know recently, in the last few months, you sent out a business survey, and the only reason I know that is because I actually replied to it. I really want to grow my business, and I saw it as an opportunity to kind of tell you things firsthand. And so why don't you tell me a little bit about what spurred the survey, why you decided to send it out, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. Well, sure. I'll say the Economic Development Board is great.
Yes.
It's a really great board, and I really like working for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. About 6 months ago or so, we sent out a survey to all the businesses that we have addresses for in Clay County. Mm-hmm. And we got 29 back. And people go, only 29? Mm-hmm. For a survey, that's actually a pretty good response. The other side of it is, thank God it was only 30, because we didn't do it so much for statistical purposes. Mm-hmm. We did it for program development to figure out what programs. And so providing individual assistance to those 29 businesses in the areas that they needed assistance in took up most of the summer. So if it had been a lot more, it would have been a lot more difficult to help them all. So some of the statistics that did come from the survey, the interesting ones were, in the last 2 years, 8 of those 29 businesses have increased employment by 34 employees.
Wow.
And that doesn't count any saved jobs from businesses that didn't respond to the survey.
Sure, Britt, that's just the ones that you actually heard back from.
Yeah.
Wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah. In the next 2 years, 11 of those businesses plan on increasing employment by 32. So, if we talk about recruitment making headlines, 30 businesses or 30 jobs brought in by this one business. Well, we're making those improvements, they're just not making the headlines.
Right, exactly.
In the next 5 years, 17 of those 29 businesses plan to expand. And how can we help them do that? That's where we're at. And then another one was, in the next 5 years, 7 of those businesses will lose 25 employees due to retirements. And so, this is an opportunity for more people to get jobs here, replacing those retirees.
Right.
So
it kind of almost sounds like a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, for those that don't know what that is, it stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it's just a marketing tool, but it can be used in many different ways to absolutely identify the opportunities, like you were saying, with the possible people retiring, and we need young blood to step up to the plate and fill those roles and keep the businesses pushing forward, and your threats and your weaknesses and your strengths. So some of those numbers are really impressive.
Yeah, and it's people don't see them. They don't, a lot of people, negativity, things are going bad and all that. It's not true. They just don't see what's going on behind closed doors, and they don't realize, when a business picks up 1 or 2 people, it doesn't make the splash that, but when you combine those all together throughout the county, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it sure does.
It actually has made such a difference that for the first time in years, Clay County population has gone up.
Really?
Between 14 and 15, the Secretary of State's office says population was up by 30. So I went to check the U.S. Census Bureau to see whether they agreed. They said it's up by 10. So not as much as the Secretary of State's office said, but still,
it's growth.
It's an increase in population, which that's tremendous.
Yeah. Especially when you consider that our demographic is a much older population. And so, you think about those that have passed and left that population number, and to still have that many people as in growth, that's remarkable, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So now that you have this information from the surveys, and what I like about it is that you say that it's not just for statistics, that you're looking at those 29 businesses that responded, and how can the Economic Development Group personally help those businesses expand. So now that you have that information and you know that there's things that they want to work on to either expand the size of their business, who they market to, the employees, whatever it is, because that's what business is about, is growing and expanding. What are you going to do? How are you going to use that information and push us businesses forward with that survey?
Well, several of the things that we have already done are individual one-on-one. For instance, one of the questions on there was, how much business do you do outside of the state of Kansas? Because there is a specific market research program for businesses that sell outside the state of Kansas. And so, everybody who responded to that question, we'd call them up and visit with them about, what they do and how they do it and all of that, to see whether we could tag them in on this program called Economic Gardening.
Sure.
And so we have two more businesses who have actually taken advantage of getting in on the economic gardening. We have a third business who is considering doing it, but has not yet completed the process.
Very good.
So there's been a lot of, like some of them were workforce development, needing to hire people, that kind of thing. And so we would find out what they're already currently using, how they're marketing to find their employees and stuff like that. And then we would connect them to other resources that are available to them so that they could be able to find, more workforce.
Very good. Okay. I think it's interesting. Did you say 5 businesses specifically wanted to expand? How many did you say?
Plan to expand 17 in the next 5 years.
So that's more than half of those people that responded to the survey, that those businesses want to expand. And
right.
To me, that says remarkable things about Clay County. I think that it's amazing to see these businesses wanting to be better. I'm glad to see that the mindset is shifting.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of doing the way that we've done things just to get by or whatever, and getting to a place where we can be better.
Right.
And be more progressive. I just think that that's exciting to see that shift. Because I feel like there's been a definite shift in our community over the last few years. Would you agree?
Yeah. When I first started here, which has been just over 5 years ago, a lot of the people who came to see me were coming in for what we call free money.
Sure.
They didn't want a loan, they wanted a grant.
Right.
Give me money to do it with. And I don't get those requests as much anymore. So it's moving into other things that actually can help grow their business, like the workforce development and the marketing opportunities, the market research, those kinds of things.
Perfect. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll chat more with Lori about the Clay County Economic Development Group.
You're invited to come visit, shop, and spend some time in beautiful Clay Center, Kansas. A Full House, located at 510 Dexter in Clay Center, is your upscale rent-to-own store with the lowest prices guaranteed. They only carry high-quality name-brand products that are made to last. At A Full House, they put the customer first by offering free delivery and setup of all merchandise, free relocation while renting their products, free loaner services, and the best price guaranteed. Stop into A Full House today for all your home furnishing needs. Shop beautiful Clay Center today and find what you've been looking for.
We get it. You work hard and play hard. Internet should be the last thing slowing you down. Eagle Communications gives you the speed you need so you can play hard and save cash. For a limited time, get 30 meg for $30 or 50 meg for $50 so you can work, play, and save. Call us at 877-61-EAGLE today.
Hello, welcome back. We're here chatting with Lori Huber, the director of the Clay County Economic Development Group, and we will be talking a little bit more about the programs that you guys have been working on. One just kind of finished up, about kind of ongoing still, but the actual event took place in June, and then a group went in July. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I'm talking about Destination Business Boot Camp, and it was a business type boot camp put on by the John Schallert group in that, and I was privileged to be a part of it, and it was remarkable. And we just had John visit us here in Clay Center because enough people went to the business boot camp that we were awarded an at-home visit kind of a thing. And I say awarded because that's really what it felt like. But why don't you talk a little bit about that specific kind of program, because it's still moving forward with that, and then how it's going to affect other programs coming up.
Right. Well, the Destination Boot Camp, there's two parts to it. Any business could go to it. They just have to pay the fee.
Right.
Here in Clay County, we have the opportunity to provide, I'll call it a scholarship for businesses to go. And so that's how we got a group of 6 businesses and myself went out there through this scholarship program. And so 5 of the businesses went in June and 1 went in July. And because we have 6 going, that then threw us into another level called the Community Reinvention Program, which is the one that then brought John back here to Clay County to meet one-on-one with those businesses who had gone to his workshop. And so he met with each one of them individually in their business and gave them ideas and stuff like that. And then he also gave a presentation to the community and anybody who wanted to come listen to that. So I think we had close to 50 people who were there, so it was a really good turnout and everything. And then the next level of it, there's his program called Destination University, which we're also taking part in, where every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, we will have a showing of one of his webinars, trainings. And so the hope is that we'll have a group of people that will come and view it, and then we can visit about it afterwards and, network and, help each other. That's the whole
kind of spur discussion along about that topic.
Yeah, because I mean, it's us running together that we're all able to help each other forward. So we have the opportunity that if there's more businesses in Clay County who want to go, we can help them go. If we can get a group to go again, we can go through the whole community reinvention part of it again as well.
Which is amazing to have that opportunity here in Clay County. I know that the Destination University really is a fantastic opportunity for people to take advantage of.
Yes.
Is there a fee to the webinar?
No.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy to me.
I also wanted to throw in that we set it at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, and this is going to go on for a year, just to set the start of it. If there's people who can't make it at 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning, maybe a noon works better for a different group of people.
You can
we can schedule more. We can schedule as many as we need throughout the year. So if we have a catalog of the classes or the webinars on our website, and so anybody, if you go on there and see a certain one that you want, let us know, and we can make arrangements for different viewings instead of just 8 a.m. on Thursdays.
Perfect. I know one of the things that has changed in my mindset before going to the business boot camp was not that I was, thinking I knew it all, because I've never thought that. But I didn't think that it was that important to carve out time to further my business awareness, I guess. And so my mindset has completely changed since going to business boot camp, because I experienced so many things that have pushed me forward so positively. And so now, like, I implore business people and encourage people to come to this Destination University thing. The fact that it's free is such a huge asset to take advantage of, just because you have nothing to lose. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Your business is going to be so much better because of it. Our community is going to be so much better because of it. And I'm just so excited at this opportunity that we'll be able to continue to network with other business people in a setting that's different than a lot of the other ways that we network. And I think that's kind of what's encouraging about a classroom type setting, even though it's a webinar and there's not a set instructor, so to speak.
Right.
Having that classroom emphasis, it kind of changes your mindset for the learning process and how you can learn from other people. And
That started about 2 or 3 years ago when we did the Growing Rural Business program.
yes, which I
And-
also did.
Yeah, and we had that class of people, and it was great that it wasn't just the instructor teaching. It
Yeah.
was people learning from their peers. They were, I have this problem, or and they were all helping each other out, and I think there's made some connections that are still ongoing.
They are.
So, it's great that the business people are starting to, and I shouldn't say starting, but they're helping each other
Right.
more.
I feel like it's just the emphasis, the impact is getting bigger. And
Yeah.
I think that people are, like myself, what I'm saying is that I'm carving out time for that now versus like, oh, well, if it fits my schedule, I will be able to make something like that. And now it's vice versa. It's like, well, everything else can wait because this is so important.
Yeah.
And I am so thankful that the Economic Development Group kind of fought through that, that behavior that a lot of us business owners have, and have pushed forward with keeping this kind of a thing going, so that we can get on board
Yeah.
and take advantage of it.
I say all the time, working on the business instead of just in the business.
Yes.
And I know it's difficult because business people are busy.
Yes.
And taking that time to work on it, it's hard.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help figure out a way to get that done.
Yeah, and I appreciate your persistence with continuing to come up with these kind of things. I do have to ask, this has kind of been on the back of my brain, and we didn't talk about this before, but do you have any plans to do the ice house again? It keeps coming to my head, and I read that another community is doing the ice house and for the first time, and I know Clay County has already done that program, but do you think that in the future we could maybe look forward to it
Yeah.
for like idiots like me that didn't think that it was that big of a deal and didn't get involved with it? And
Well, it's funny that you say that now, because we just had our E-team planning meeting yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things that we were doing in our planning meeting was setting a budget for the coming year. And they allocated funds for the Ice House program.
Very good.
So
Sign me up. Do you want to, okay, so we're talking about the Ice House. Can you give a brief synopsis of what the Ice House program is?
Yeah, and I don't remember the different topics, but it's a video-based program that you watch video on 8 different characteristics, I'll say, of entrepreneurs. And the videos consist of interviews with entrepreneurs and how they used those characteristics in building businesses
Very good.
and things.
I'm excited. I'm glad. Yes, that'll be wonderful. And I know that we'll have even more people attend this time around.
Yeah.
Like I said, even from, when did you guys do that? 4 years ago? 3?
Three maybe.
3. I see like such a difference in the emphasis in Clay County in that amount of time. So I think this
Yeah.
will be an even bigger impact this time.
Yeah.
So
We're trying to build it with the youth.
Yes.
build in, because there's a lot of opportunities out there that they aren't visible to the public eye.
Right.
And trying to get some youth connected into that so that, they have the opportunity to come back here after school if they choose to.
That's what we want. Yep. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me about all the great opportunities that the Economic Development Group is working on, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.